Alrighty. Hello. Welcome. Burn Sports Dog Kansas City. Alex Blackburn as your host. Hello. Happy Friday. Got a few things to talk about this here podcast. Gonna mention Deebo in the draft in terms of the Chiefs. And we got some Royal inconsistencies going with the Royals. And then the transfer portal in college basketball. We're going to talk Jay Wright's retiring and what that signals for college basketball. So let's just jump right into it. Got a few things to talk about, but it'll be a little shorter, but just come in and hang. Yeah. First, we got the Chiefs. Deebo Samuel. We're not pursuing him. I heard his press conference, and he jokingly mentioned it. It was in a very joking manner. I don't see us pursuing him. If we have to give up draft capital to get him, there's no way, in my opinion, or A.J. Brown or any of the other guys that may be on some casual Chiefs fans list. But honestly, I think we find a wide receiver in the draft. I think edge is a little bit more of a pressing issue. I would like to see us sign Melvin Ingram instead. But that's all left up to Veach, of course. The Veach Black Magic, as we say here. Would Deebo fit? Yeah. But I mean, we traded away Tyreek Hill. Or we didn't even trade him. He hit the free agency market. Excuse me. I apologize. I find it very hard to justify picking up a wide receiver in free agency. I think A.J. Brown's really good. I think Deebo Samuel's even better. But we have a good wide receiver room right now as is. I'm not saying it's last year's. But let's look at the facts here, guys. Last year's wide receiver room consisted of Tyreek Hill, Josh Gordon, Demarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman, and Garrett Dieter. This year's wide receivers include two guys that can have breakout seasons. I truly think that. I think it's extremely hard to justify for the draft capital that we gained and for what we gave up for us to pick up a wide receiver. I mean, what? You just want Tyreek Hill back? Then yeah, we should have given him that deal. That's basically what we would be doing if we got a free agent wide receiver. And I just don't see it. I think it's a very tone deaf look at what we need to do. I think we need to build around Patrick Mahomes. I think we need defensive help more than anything else. In all honesty, people are talking about trading up for Jameson Williams. I would rather us trade up for an edge. Go get Trayvon Walker. Or one of the other guys. The guy out of Penn State that I can't remember the name of it. I know my mock draft said, we're picking Pickens and Khair Alam in the first round. Yeah, that's if we keep all our picks. If we trade up, I see us picking one of two options. Either Jameson Williams or Chris Olave or a marquee edge. That's the only reason that we can justify trading up. I think we keep our draft capital. I don't see us. I keep on saying us, the Chiefs. I don't see the Chiefs trading away what we have when what we need can be gotten with the picks that we have. I think George Pickens is a great receiver. I think he brings a lot of physicality to a very under physical wide receiver room. I'll say that much. I think when it comes to edge help, I think Nick Bonito in the second round, and just there is a lot of good round or good mid-round pass rushing talent. I know I'm saying like, oh, we need an edge, we need an edge. That's only if we can get a marquee edge in that first round, and I think they're gonna go off the board real early. If we're looking for an edge, I don't think we trade up for it. I think we wait till the second round and find ourselves a gem. That's what Beecher's mantras has been with a lot of, and we've had success in the mid rounds. Andy Reid and Brett Veach have had success in those mid rounds. So I trust that, and I trust us in those mid to late round picks. Am I saying that if there is an opportunity, we shouldn't pursue it? Absolutely not. If there is an opportunity to get Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, or, again, a marquee edge, we should trade up for that. Or by moving heaven and earth, they fall to us, then they fall to us at 29 and 30, then yeah, absolutely. But I just don't see us trading up, and I just don't see us trading for Deebo Samuel or AJ Brown or any of that. And in all honesty, it's not much of a loss if we miss out on them. It truly isn't. I think what we would do is just, yeah, we would gain a good wide receiver, but that's a luxury at this point. And I think we need more edge help than anything. And if we trade for them, Deebo Samuel, AJ Brown, and all them, it puts us out of the running for good edges, in my opinion. But that's just me. 7-round mock draft was posted. If you want to know my true, like, in-depth thoughts on how we should draft, I'll summarize it here. I think we pick George Pickens in that first round. I really like him. Again, he's a big physical presence and a deep threat too. He can help us for sure. He can help bring a little bit of fire to that Chiefs offense again. And as for those mid to late round picks, I expect us to bolster our defense. I expect us for pass rush, just pass defense in general. I expect us to build upon and draft corners, safeties in the mid to late rounds, and edges. And maybe a tackle, maybe a third down back. We'll just have to see. Again, I am not Brett Veach. I'm not sure what his thought processes are. Today's presser was very vague, all things considered. But I think I know where his general thoughts are, and I think that's building a team around Patrick Mahomes that's going to last and that's going to pay dividends. Forget, one Super Bowl next year. Let's win 3 to 4 in the coming years. That type of thought process. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Chiefs. Moving on to the Royals. The bullpen is the thing that's best about the Royals. Something that I don't think anybody expected this year. Going in, I didn't know anybody on the bullpen. Like, I knew Scott Barlow, Brad Keller, which Brad Keller's a starter now, and not Brady Singer, I guess, even though he got torched. It didn't look good going into the season, but man, they have surprised. Zach Greinke has done his part the best that he can as well, and really our pitching isn't the problem. It's hitting. 8 out of the 11 games we scored fewer than 3 runs. That's inexcusable. We have to put up offense in order to justify, or not justify, just be able to back up that solid pitching performance. It's not that our pitchers are bad, it's just our offense is terrible. We're not finding the pitches, we're swinging at everything. Bobby Witt Jr. is not. Bobby Witt Jr. can't do it himself. Andrew Benintendi can't do it himself. Whit Merrifield can't do it himself, even though he's underperformed too. Salvador Perez is another one that's underperformed. What's the solution here, you might ask? And I think it's taking Witt out of the leadoff spot and putting someone else there. I think it's switching up our bats. Not necessarily like bringing up, Prado from the minors, but it's an option. I know it would be a learning curve and an experience for him, but all things considered, so it's the same for Bobby Witt Jr. And he's hitting just fine. He's hitting better than a lot of our guys are. He's hitting better than Salvador Perez. It's astounding because thankfully my work gets Bally Sports and we'll have the game on, right? Every time I look up, a Royals hit, every time that we're at the bat, a Royals hitter is swinging at something that is completely out of line. Even if they do get a hit, they shouldn't have swung at that. I saw one from Michael Taylor, which, thankfully he got an opposite field hit. That was great. But he had to reach for it. It was way out there. That's my point that I'm trying to get at is in order to have it, the Royals have a 2.68 average, team average. That's not great. That's not good. It needs to be at least in the threes. Frankly, it generates some sort of offense, and that's how you get rid of this inconsistency. I think everything else is fine. I think if the pitching goes the way it's going, and the defense goes the way it's going as well, even though there's been some bad errors, all we need to do is get the hitting going, and we have a playoff baseball team. I mean, we're second in the AL Central right now. And that's because the AL Central is not great this year. I mean, really, the only team worth their salt is the White Sox, and the White Sox even haven't been doing incredible. It's a winnable division, I'll say that, and it's a winnable wild card. We just have to find the bats. I mean, it can't fall on three people either. It has to be a whole team effort. Hunter Dozier and Andrew Benintendi and Bobby Witt and all them can't shoulder the load. We have to have bats from everybody. Nicky Lopez, even. Nicky Lopez has been hitting better than Salvador has. It's tough to watch if you can even watch it. And I've already gone in on Bally Sports enough. I'm not going to jump into TV contracts again. You know my thoughts on that if you've watched past podcasts and read past articles. Those are my thoughts. And do I believe the Royals have a chance at a playoff spot this year? Yes. If they can get hitting going. Otherwise, they're breaking even this year, if that. And that's that. I mean, truly, that's that. Moving on to the transfer portal and college basketball. There seems to be a trend going along right now of college basketball coaches are not conforming to the culture of today's college basketball. And I'm all for change. I am. With the NIL stuff, players getting paid, I am all for it. unless it develops a narcissism and disloyalty issue. And I think that's where it's headed. I think college basketball is going to turn into a sort of NBA minor league. And, that's more or less what it's been. But I'm talking about the one and dones, the transfers, etc., etc. It's gotten out of hand. It truly has. I've never liked the one and done rule. I think it's silly that, and I get it, there's generational talents like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, etc., etc. But there's a lot of kids out there, and they're kids, that really have not developed their basketball skill enough to be a one and done, or to be, the coming out of high school player. It's not a thing anymore, really. I mean, you take a look at Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was a one and done at LSU. He didn't do a whole lot for that squad. Let's be honest here. I think he got him to the tournament and they got booted out in the first round, if I remember correctly. Then he gets to the league, and frankly speaking, he sucks. He's not good. Forget the injuries. Forget, how he's been treated by the Sixers. Man, whatever. It's him treating the Sixers badly. It's him having a big head and thinking he's the guy. And he's not. He can't shoot. He can't play defense. He gets injured all the time. He's not the Sixers guy. And he's a one and done. I think there needs to be a level of maturity before you go into the NBA. Because you look back at LeBron and Kobe, they had a ton of publicity coming out of high school. Their cameras followed them everywhere because they were a generational talent. LeBron James is still playing at that high of a level because he is a generational talent. He's the best player in the NBA of all time. Yes, I said it all time. Jordan played against plumbers. And Jordan's great. Don't get me wrong. He's, again, a generational talent, and he's still one of the best athletes of all time. But he played against plumbers. Let's be real here. Nikola Jokic and Bill Laimbeer are two different guys. I digress. Going back to the loyalty and narcissism issue of the transfer portal. If you can't face the fact that you're going to need, and this goes for all college sports, not just college basketball, that you're going to need to develop, or you're going to need to keep your word in developing a program as well as developing yourself, if you can't keep your word, and if you're going to whine and moan about not getting the playtime you deserve or being on a team that doesn't have a whole lot of wins, they're really no fault but your guys' own. What's your point? What's your point in transferring? You're not going to get treated any better. And that doesn't go for guys that transfer for personal reasons or for family reasons or anything like that. This is not directed at them at all. If you have a good reason to transfer. Like, if you're not getting treated right, go transfer. But I'm talking to the guys like Amoni Bates, like, the different guys that go to these colleges that aren't as successful per se, and are surprised when things don't go their way. Yeah, things aren't going to go your way, especially if you don't put in the effort. And I'm not doubting that Imoni Bates didn't do everything that he could for Memphis, or that Lawrence Arnold didn't do everything he could for KU football. But frankly speaking, it looks real bad when you transfer from a program that wasn't left any better than you found it. It shows me you didn't do anything. And yeah, it could be an institutional thing, it could be a coach's thing or anything like that. But frankly speaking, when it comes to places like KU football, it falls on the players too. It truly does. As a former student athlete myself, there is a certain level of expectation of you getting out what you put in. And while I agree that KU football is definitely the program of ineptitude and pretty much the definition of it, you signed on, Lawrence Arnold specifically, and a couple of the other guys that are transferring. You signed on when a coach with dementia recruited you. The guy didn't know how to get to practice. I'm talking about Les Miles. I never liked the Les Miles hire to begin with. I think he had served his years. I think he was not mentally fit to keep coaching. He's like Urban Meyer. It was a bad move by a bad administration. However, that administration made up for it by hiring a new AD that is going to be successful. I trust in Travis Goff. I've come to know him over the past couple of years. He's a great guy. He's a program guy. He loves KU. And he will turn that program around, so help him God. Same with Lance Leipold. Lance Leipold's known as being an expert recruiter. He turned around Buffalo because Buffalo was a doormat in the MAC, no less. And he turned him into a bowl team. It's a matter of you have to be able to understand that some things take time. Development takes time, whether that be in yourself or in your team. And I think there's a lot of guys that just don't understand that. Or there's a lot of guys that expect to be the star and are surprised and angry when they're not. When it comes to one and dones, it's a narcissism issue. And I think when it comes to guys like Jay Wright, Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, I think they're tired of the one and dones, frankly. And the guys that just whine and cry about not getting playing time or not getting the spotlight that they think they deserve. Newsflash, dude. You're on a team with 4 other McDonald's All-Americans. You're not special. No matter how much that coach made you think that you were, you're not. You're there to work. You're there to earn it. It's not handed to you on a silver platter. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. It's a hot button issue. It's a tough issue because, frankly speaking, you don't know what goes on in those players' lives. Maybe it is a family issue. Maybe it is a personal issue. But from what I've seen, there's a lot of guys that are transferring for very selfish reasons. And I think that is what caused Jay Wright to leave, is the culture of I don't have to be loyal. I don't have to make my commitment a commitment. Nah. I'm just here as a middleman to the NBA or to the NFL. It's a joke, frankly. It is a joke. You're not going to get noticed by pro scouts if all you do is go to that school and not develop and produce. But anyway, one last thing I wanted to talk about: KC Blues playing Des Moines Rugby Club up in Des Moines this weekend, as well as Bremer RFC. If you can make it, go do it. If not, it's all well and good. It's in Des Moines. I understand. I wish I could be making the trip with the boys. Unfortunately, I have work commitments. Got to work Saturday, unfortunately. But I'll be out for Denver, and it's going to be exciting stuff. I think we've got a great program going over at the Blues. And, again, come watch it sometime. You're never going to not hear me talk good about these boys. Another group that I want to talk about, again, KU Rugby going to Nationals in Dallas, Texas. Go watch it if you can. I'm actually repping my boys. Oh, I pointed to the wrong shoulder. Repping my boys. And they look great too. I really can't say enough about the programs that we have here in terms of rugby, and that includes Heartland Youth Rugby too. Rugby's rising here, and just want to end it off with that. I know I say it pretty much every podcast, but seriously, I can't speak better about, again, the sport that I play, so I might be a little biased, but it's truly a fun sport, fun atmosphere, bunch of fun dudes playing, and just come out and watch it sometime, seriously. But that's our show. Again, a little short. Not a whole lot to talk about. Not a whole lot of big news. Obviously, next week is the NFL draft. So, that night I probably will be doing a live stream of the draft as I'm watching it. So, come and join me. I will give my takes on all the picks and stuff like that. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. I know I haven't done a whole lot of audience engagement as of recent, but I'm trying to get more into that for sure. If you guys have any thoughts if you guys have any thoughts or opinions, don't hesitate to let me know. Don't hesitate to even go on a rant in my comments section. I don't care. I might use it. Who knows? I might even bring you on for an interview. Who knows? But again, that's our show. Excuse me. Just stuff going on in the background. That's our show. Thank you for joining me. This is the Burn Sports KC, and this is Alex Blackburn signing off. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.